చూసుకుంటూ ఉండండి యూట్యూబ్లో. ఓకే, మీరు ప్రతి ఒక్కరు కూడా కనిపిస్తారు యూట్యూబ్లో. ఆ ఛానల్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి. మీకు ఏ వీడియో ఒకవేళ క్లాస్ మిస్ అయినా కూడా ఆ క్లాస్లో మీరు చూసుకోవచ్చు. వీడియోస్ అన్నీ కూడా ఉంటాయి. ఏ రోజు జరిగిన క్లాసు ఆ రోజు అప్లోడ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాను అనమాట. ఓకే, సో నౌ see here. So just today, that is from trade to territory. So last time we have completed to some extent, but this day just we will continue the remaining class. Just wait. Okay. So this is the second, okay, that is the second chapter. So still somebody joining. Okay. Now it is clear for all people. I think it is visible for all people. Okay, see here. So this is from trade to territory. So what is the main intention of this chapter means? From trade, actually Britishers came to India for trade purpose, but later what happened? They slowly occupied our country. That means that is called as territory. India became territory for them. That means India is controlled by or occupied by Britishers. So how the Britishers have started trade, then slowly how they have occupied India. So that is the main intention of this chapter. So the company established power here, subtitle. Okay, that is so company first there is one company was there, that is East India Company, English East India Company. They came to India and then slowly they have started occupying of territories in India. Okay, that is called as the company establishes power. Okay, just I think this is totally completed. Actually Aurangzeb is there here. Aurangzeb was the last powerful Mughal rulers. So you know that I think this 7th map one fellows knows very well about these Mughals, mainly this Abibai, thinking about Mughals. So in the Mughals, the last person, the last powerful king was Aurangzeb. After Aurangzeb, slowly the kingdom was lost to the Britishers. Okay, so I said this one already, and also here I said this one, that is Bahadur Shah Jafar and his sons being captured by Captain Hudson. So this is the picture. So see here, he is the Captain Hudson. So he is the Bahadur Shah Jafar. Already we have discussed this one. And these are the four sons of Bahadur Shah Jafar. So here one revolt was broke out, that is called as a revolt of 1857. Okay, revolt of 1857. So in this revolt finally only just North Indian kings are participated, but no South Indians. So that's why Britishers has followed a policy. What is the policy means? Divide and rule. Divide and rule policy. Divide and rule policy nothing but, so in Telugu it is called as vibhajinchu palinchu. Vibhajinchu palinchu antaru. Divide and rule policy. What is the meaning for that means? Just we must divide them. That is mainly based on religions. That is Hindus and Muslims. Hindus and Muslims are divided by the government. Then what will happen? These two persons will be fighting each other, Hindus and Muslims. Then what will happen? They will forget about the freedom struggle against the Britishers. So that is the policy followed by Britishers. So in this way finally, of course, but though unity was there between Hindus and Muslims, but they followed the policy of dividing between the south and north. Okay, finally they have suppressed the revolt, and finally they accused this Bahadur Shah Jafar as a responsible person, and finally his sons are killed by these Britishers. Why they have killed these persons? Means because suppose still once again still they are alive, means once again they may revolt against the Britishers. That's why all the four sons of Bahadur Shah Jafar was killed by Britishers, and Bahadur Shah Jafar, he was sent to Myanmar as a prisoner. That is called as exile person. Okay, exile person. Exile person nothing but just as a prisoner, as he made the revolt of 1857. And revolt of 1857 is also called as the Sipahis Mutiny and also first war of independence. Okay, so this is already we have discussed this one. Just we move forward. Next, see here. So okay, so we also discussed about this one also. East India Company comes east. That means so Vasco da Gama discovered sea route to India. So remember this very important point, that is Vasco da Gama. Okay, Vasco da Gama discovered sea route. So discovered sea route. Okay, Vasco da Gama discovered sea route to India in the year 1498 AD. Just remember this date, very important point. So wherever you go, we may get this point. Vasco da Gama discovered sea route to India. In which year? 1498 AD. From which country? Vasco da Gama means he is from Portugal. Okay, Portugal country. Okay, so remember this one. After discovering of sea route to India, slowly the Britishers came to India. Okay, so here by following the route of this Vasco da Gama, slowly the Britishers and the European countries, mainly European countries means not only the Britishers, even the French, Portugals also came to India. Here Portugal was there, next to Spain was there. Okay, next to France, next to England here. So first Portugals came to India. First peoples are Portugals. How they started this journey means, so this is the Portugal country. From here they started their journey towards the Atlantic Ocean, and in the Atlantic Ocean one small island was there, Saint Helena Island. Very important point here. Why we are telling this very important means, Saint Helena, in this island, very important king, that is Napoleon. So Napoleon was died in this island. Okay, just remember why this Napoleon was died here means, after defeating in the war by the England, that is the England allies. So Napoleon allies were defeated, and Napoleon was sent as a exile person to the island, and in the island he was died. And some of the peoples, they will tell that some lions are eaten by this Napoleon, and some people will tell that Napoleon was fighting with the lion and finally Napoleon was died. And some people tell that Napoleon was died with ill health. Like that, so many stories will come from the Europe. But here, this is the island. Okay, from here, so all the European countries, they will come to this island, and from here they will stay for 1 or 2 days. Once again they will start their journey towards the Africa. And here one city was there, great city was there. Its name is Cape of Good Hope. This is the name given by European countries for this city. And in this city, all the European ships will be staying for some time, and they are refilling their fuels and also food items like that. And once again they will start their journey towards the east side. Okay, and from here to here, that is India. Slowly, finally what happened means they reach towards India, that is Vasco da Gama. And the same routes are followed by the Dutch people. Remember, Portugals are the first European country to come to India, and Portugals are the last European country to vacate from India. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, పోర్చుగల్స్ వాళ్ళు మన ఇండియాకి ఫస్ట్ యూరోపియన్ కంట్రీ ఎవరు వచ్చినారంటే పోర్చుగల్స్, నాట్ ద బ్రిటిషర్స్. లాస్ట్ వరకు ఉన్న వాళ్ళు కూడా వెళ్ళిపోయిన వాళ్ళు ఎవరంటే, లాస్ట్ వెళ్ళిపోయిన వాళ్ళు ఎవరంటే పోర్చుగల్స్ అనమాట. ఓకే, మనకు పోర్చుగల్స్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత నెక్స్ట్ ఫ్రెంచ్. ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ పోర్చుగల్స్ కేమ్ టు ఇండియా, నెక్స్ట్ ఫ్రెంచ్ పీపుల్, సారీ ఫ్రెంచ్, దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ద ఫ్రెంచ్, డచ్ పీపుల్. Second persons are Dutch. They came to India and they settled in Gujarat, Surat. Portugal settled in Calicut. That is, Calicut is present in Kerala. And then don't confuse between the Calcutta and Calicut. Calcutta is present in West Bengal, but Calicut is present in Kerala. Okay. So they started. That is the Portugals. They stayed at this point, that is Kerala. And then the next point is Goa. Goa also, they settled some of the peoples in Goa also. That is the Portugals. Next, so that is the first Portugals. Next, second persons are the Dutch people. They came to India and they directly went to the Surat. And they started their business and trade in the Surat. That is the second person. Next, third persons are the French. French people came to India and they crossed this Arc Strait, which is the passway from India and Sri Lanka, and then they settled in the Madras. That is, now it is called as Chennai. Not only this Chennai, slowly they expanded their trade center towards this Machilipatnam in Andhra Pradesh and also Pondicherry. So now these are the union territories. Pondicherry, okay, Pondicherry was occupied by these French people. Madras also controlled by French people. Next, Karaikal, one name is there in Kerala. That is also one of the city occupied by these French. And in Andhra Pradesh, we can see this Machilipatnam, the seaport. After Machilipatnam, Kakinada was occupied by the French. Next, after Kakinada, they also went towards this Yanam. Now it is Yanam also Union Territory. It is not controlled by Andhra Pradesh government. It is controlled by central government in Andhra Pradesh. So these are the regions occupied by French. Next, fourth country is Britishers. Britishers came to India and they settled in Calcutta. Okay. So like that, finally they started. First directly British Kingdom. British Kingdom did not came to India. Just under British Kingdom, one business trade center came to India for business purpose. That is East India Company. Later, after this revolt of 1857, then finally the authority of this East India Company was abolished by the UK Kingdom. That is England Kingdom. So England finally abolished the king and the crown. It is called as crown, British crown. British crown, what they did means, they abolished the power of this East India Company, and then all the powers of India is taken by the Britishers, that is England. So in this way, from 1857 onwards, Britishers has directly ruled our country. But before that, just only trade company was ruling. Okay. So now, when these Britishers came to India here, who is the first viceroy for this company? Means, so that is Robert Clive. Okay, Robert Clive. Here also one more thing you should notice here. What is that means? Britishers came and they kept their company name as English East India Company. Same like that, French also is there here. So French kept their company name as French East India Company. French East India Company. Here Robert Clive was there here, and here French East India Company was there. This was established by George Duplex. George Duplex was there. He is the viceroy for this company. That is the French East India Company. Finally, what happened means a great war was fought for the sake of trade purpose in India. What is the trade purpose means? So the England want to occupy India, and that means that is not occupy, they want to trade with India. But at the same time, France also want to trade with India. Then finally these companies clash each other here. Okay, that is under Duplex. Duplex versus Robert Clive. So for Robert Clive, all the North Indian kings has supported, and for the South Indians, that is mainly this Mysore kingdom was there. Mysore kingdom, and also this Cholas, some of the Chola kingdoms, they have given support for Duplex. Okay, so like this, finally, in this great war, who has got victory means Robert Clive got victory, and Duplex was defeated. But Duplex was did not killed by Robert Clive, but instead they made agreement that total India must be traded by England, that is Britishes, that is Robert Clive. But Duplex should not expand his trade trade centers in India. They must present only in 4 cities. Okay, they made like this agreement. So Duplex should not expand their trade from Madras. సో మనకి మద్రాసులో మాత్రమే ఉండాలి వాళ్ళు, ఫ్రెంచ్ వాళ్ళు. మద్రాసు, కరైకల్లు, మచిలీపట్నం, కాకినాడ, పాండిచ్చేరి, యానం, ఈ సిటీస్ మాత్రమే మీరు ఉండాలి, ఇంకా అంతకు మించి మీరు ఎక్కువ ముందుకు రాకూడదు అని డూప్లెక్స్తో ఒప్పందం చేసుకున్నారు. యుద్ధం చేసిన తర్వాత దే డి నాట్ కిల్ ఈచ్ అదర్. సో ఫ్రమ్ దేర్ ఆన్వర్డ్స్ Robert Clive slowly he has done lot of business in the Bengal region, and here one king was there again, that is Siraj ud Dawla. Siraj ud Dawla belongs to the relative of these Mughals. At the time, total India was controlled by Mughals. Okay, India is ruled by Mughals. So Mughal kingdom was ruling India at the time. So his relative was there, that is Siraj ud Dawla in Calcutta region. So finally, slowly, while doing this business, that is what is the business they are doing here? What is the business they are Robert Clive doing means they will buy all the spices in the Bengal region, and then they will transport towards their country. So this is the business, that is trade. But here for doing this trade, they must pay taxes to the Siraj ud Dawla. Okay, so Siraj ud Dawla is going to be paid some of the taxes by this Robert Clive, and also they got permission. First, Britishers they have taken permission from Indian king, that is Siraj ud Dawla. It is called as a Farman. Okay, Farman means permission, agreement, permission. So Farman was taken by Robert Clive from Siraj ud Dawla in the starting, but slowly what happened means Siraj ud Dawla has thought that slowly this company was going to loot total Bengal region with the trade. So that's why they want to control this trade. So that's why he imposed high taxes to the Britishers. That is Robert Clive. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, బ్రిటిష్ వాళ్ళు ఫస్ట్ మన దేశానికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత మన ఇండియన్ కింగ్ దగ్గరికి వచ్చేసి మనతో పర్మిషన్ తీసుకున్నారు. ఫార్మెన్ పర్మిషన్ తెచ్చుకొని రాజు దగ్గర వాళ్ళు ట్రేడ్ చేస్తున్నారు. కానీ తర్వాత ఏమవుతుందంటే రివర్స్ అయిపోతుంది అంతా. బ్రిటిష్ వాళ్ళే మొత్తం ఇండియా మొత్తాన్ని ఆక్యుపై చేస్తారు. ఆక్యుపై చేసిన తర్వాత మన ఇండియన్ కింగ్స్ వాళ్ళ దగ్గర పోయి పర్మిషన్ అడుగుతారు. అది 1900s వచ్చేసరికి అప్పుడు అట్లా జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద పొజిషన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ colonialism. Okay, just we move forward. Okay, see here, mercantile. So mercantile was there. It is a business center or business enterprise. What is the enterprise? So I said this one already. Mercantile is present in London city. It is belongs to East India Company, English East India Company. ఇంగ్లీష్ ఈస్ట్ ఇండియా కంపెనీ అనేది ఒక మర్చెంటైల్ ప్లేస్ పెట్టుకుంది. ఆ మర్చెంటైల్ ఏదంటే లండన్లో ఉందన్నమాట. ఓకే, so from there the business was going to be happened. That means whatever the goods are taken from India, that was taken to London city. That is in London city you can see one place, that is mercantile area. Mercantile area means all the business peoples will be there, all the that is the sea explorers, sea traders will be there. So in this place there will be some exchanging. So that center is called as mercantile. Okay, so just remember this. Sometimes they may ask for 2 marks. Just to move forward. Okay. Just Next, see here. So, okay. East India Company begins trade in Bengal. Okay. So, see here. I said now just now, the East India Company first started their trade in the Bengal region. So, here some detail was given. In detail, it was given. That is, Hooghly was there. Hooghly. River Hooghly was there. In 1651, so Hooghly, the river banks, the first English factory was set up on the banks of the river Hooghly in the 1651. So in the year 1651, the Robert Clive first he has kept the business center. Okay, that is here the bank of river Hooghly. Banks means what here? Bank means river bank. River bank ante enti? Theeram. Okay, nadi theeram ఉంటాం. So on the river bank of this river, that is Hooghly. So Hooghly అనే river తీరంలో వీళ్ళు ఫస్ట్ ఫ్యాక్టరీ పెట్టినారు, ఇంగ్లీష్ ఫ్యాక్టరీ. In which year? 1651. Okay. So here also is there the foreman granting permission from the company. Okay, like that. So I already said this one all. So okay, come to the point. So next just we move forward. So this is called as the picture, one of the picture drawn by some of the person. So his name is William Simpson. William Simpson, he has drawn this picture. Wherever you go, that is in the libraries and also museums, okay, we can see this kind of great picture. So better to draw this kind of pictures when you are school. Of course, okay, you are not in the school now. So ఇలాంటి పిక్చర్స్ డ్రా చేసి మన క్లాస్ రూమ్లో పెట్టుకోవాలి. ఓకే, that will be looking like oil paints. So this was drawn by William Simpson in the year, and this incident was happened, the picture also drawn in the year 1867, painted by William Simpson in the year 1867. So what is the matter here means, all the European countries, they are trading with India. This is called as the Machilipatnam. Now it is present in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, Machilipatnam. I think it was in Krishna district. Krishna or something, Nellore. No, it is yes. Machilipatnam is present in Nellore district, not Krishna. Okay. So this is the picture drawn by the one of the British painter. Okay. So from this, what we can understand means how the ships are traded with India, how these goods are transported. So everything can be seen here. Okay. Next. So he is the Robert Clive. Okay. I said many times that is the Robert Clive. First, he has taken permission from this our king, that is Siraj ud Dawla. Okay, but very interesting thing is how this first battle was started. So a great battle was started here, that is called as Battle of Plassey. Okay, Battle of Plassey. Actually, why it is called as a Plassey means it is this battle was broke out in the place called as Plassey. Actually, this Plassey name it is not called as Plassey, it is called as Palasi. Okay, Palasi, we are calling this as Palasi. So why actually here Palasi is there. Actually, Palas were there. Palas are one of the kings, you know that. In the 7th class, we have seen this one. Okay, Palasi, that is a tripartite struggle was there. What is the tripartite struggle? So 3 kingdoms are there. One is Rashtrakutas. Next one is Rashtrakutas. Next one is Cholas. Next one is Palas. So Palas, Cholas, and Rashtrakutas. So Rashtrakutas are present in Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Cholas are present in Tamil Nadu and also the Andhra and also some parts of this that is Karnataka. Palas were present in the east side, that is Bengal region, West Bengal, and also Bihar, Jharkhand, like that. So that's why the name Palasi was there. Palasi. Its name is just Palasi. From the Palas. As the Palas ruler, Palas are the rulers of this place. So the city name was as Palasi. But Britishers called this as Plassey. Okay. So here Britishers are there. So Robert Clive. So actually remember that two great wars are fought. Battle of Plassey. Next one is Battle of Buxar. Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar, very important battles in India. World famous battles remembered which are happened in India. So these are the important battles happened in India, but remembered by total world. That is Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. Battle of Plassey was happened in which year? Means it was happened in the year 1756 AD. And Battle of Buxar was happened in the year 1764 AD. So remember these years. Now when Robert Clive was there, so Battle of Plassey was broke out. So how this Battle of Plassey was broke out? Means, so here Siraj-ud-Dawla was there, Nawab of Bengal. So Siraj-ud-Dawla has imposed a lot of taxes on Robert Clive. But in the beginning, just Robert Clive only came to the kingdom of this Siraj-ud-Dawla and asked the Farman permission. That is Farman permission. But later, what happened means they found that Siraj-ud-Dawla is irritating with the British trade, that is Robert Clive. And then how he was irritating means by imposing high taxes on this Robert Clive, that is East India Company. So East India Company was controlled by this Robert Clive. So slowly what happened means, so see, finally they want to take this advantage and they want to wage battle with Siraj-ud-Dawla. So for this what happened means, here one enemy was there for Siraj-ud-Dawla. So his enemy is Murshid Quli Khan. Murshid Quli Khan. So his name is Murshid Quli Khan was followed by Alivardi Khan and Siraj-ud-Dawla the Nawab. So here not that one. So Siraj-ud-Dawla is having Mir Qasim. His name is Mir Qasim. Mir Qasim was the enemy king for Siraj-ud-Dawla. So Robert Clive joined hands with Mir Qasim. Okay, and then by joining hands with Mir Qasim and British army, so he has prepared some of the army with the British. So he also got some of the army soldiers from England. They are well trained persons. And they found that Siraj-ud-Dawla is having very poor soldiers, that is poor army was there. Okay, so finally what happened means, including this British army and Mir Qasim army, finally they waged battle on Siraj-ud-Dawla. But Siraj-ud-Dawla was just relative of Mughals. But Mughals did not involved in this war. Just Siraj-ud-Dawla is also having, as he is the Nawab of Bengal, he is having the greatest army to control his region. So with this army only he has fought battle that is called as Battle of Plassey. So in this great Battle of Plassey, finally what happened means, Siraj-ud-Dawla was defeated. Okay. So by defeating of Siraj-ud-Dawla, so Siraj-ud-Dawla was thrown away, that is Robert Clive, and then Mir Qasim. So Mir Qasim, he is made as a Nawab of Bengal. సో ఫస్ట్ బ్రిటిష్ వాళ్ళు మన దేశాన్ని ఆక్యుపై చేసుకోవాలనుకోలేదు. మన దేశంలో ఉన్న రాజుని సిరాజ్-ఉద్-దౌలాని డిఫీట్ చేసి వాళ్ళకు అనుకూలమైన మీర్ కాసిమ్ని పెట్టుకున్నారు, రాజుగా పెట్టినారు అంతే. కానీ వీళ్ళు డైరెక్ట్ కంట్రోల్ తీసుకోలేదు. దే వాంట్ ఓన్లీ జస్ట్ ట్రేడ్, బిజినెస్. సో మీర్ కాసిమ్ వాజ్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్, హీ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ అ పపెట్ కింగ్. ఇట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ అ పపెట్ కింగ్. ఓకే, సో వై హీ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ అ పపెట్ కింగ్ మీన్స్, పపెట్ కింగ్ అంటే, పపెట్ అంటే ఏంది ఇక్కడ? పపెట్ అంటే కుక్కపిల్ల అంతే కదా. కుక్కపిల్ల ఏం చేస్తుంది? ఓనర్ ఏం చెప్తే అప్పుడు కుక్కపిల్ల కూడా అదే చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ మనకి మీర్ కాసిం కూడా పపెట్ కింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా అంటారు, అండర్ బ్రిటిషర్స్ అంటారు. సో వీళ్ళు పైన ఏం చెప్తే, సారీ కుక్కపిల్ల కాదు పపెట్ అంటే, సారీ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ లైక్ దట్. పపెట్ షో, పపెట్ షో అంటే తెలుసా మీకు? పపెట్ షో అంటే మనకి కేరళ ఉంది. సో కేరళ ఇస్ దేర్, ఇన్ కేరళ యూ కెన్ సీ దిస్ వన్ మూవీ దశావతారం ఇస్ దేర్. Okay, in Daushatavaram, what they means, they will hold some of the threads on the back side of screen. సో బ్యాక్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ స్క్రీన్ లో వాళ్ళు థ్రెడ్స్ పట్టుకొని కింద తోలు బొమ్మల ఆట ఆడిస్తూ ఉంటారు కదా. తోలు బొమ్మల వాళ్ళు ఇట్లా ఏళ్ళతో ఎట్లా మూవ్ చేస్తే కింద స్క్రీన్ మీద మాత్రం అట్లే బొమ్మలు మూవ్ అవుతూ ఉంటాయి. సో దాన్ని మనం పపెట్ షో అంటాం. సో ఇక్కడ కూడా అదే అనమాట, బ్రిటిష్ వాళ్ళు ఏం చెప్తే అది వీళ్ళు ఈయన చేయాలన్నమాట. అది ఎవరు? మీర్ కాసిం. సో మీర్ కాసిం ఈజ్ మేడ్ యాజ్ ఎ నవాబ్ ఆఫ్ బెంగాల్ బై రాబర్ట్ క్లైవ్. సో లైక్ దిస్ ఇట్ వాస్ హ్యాపెన్. ఫైనల్లీ ఆఫ్టర్ సమ్ బట్ ద Mughals also kept an eye on this one, what the thing was happened in the Bengal region. సో Mughals అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు. ఓకే, అట్ ద టైమ్ దట్ ఈస్ అనుకుంటే ఆ వీడియోస్ చూసుకుంటూ ఉండండి యూట్యూబ్లో. ఓకే, మీరు ప్రతి ఒక్కరు కూడా కనిపిస్తారు యూట్యూబ్లో. ఆ ఛానల్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి. మీకు ఏ వీడియో ఒకవేళ క్లాస్ మిస్ అయినా కూడా ఆ క్లాస్లో మీరు చూసుకోవచ్చు, వీడియోస్ అన్నీ కూడా ఉంటాయి. ఏ రోజు జరిగిన క్లాసు ఆ రోజు అప్లోడ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాను అనమాట. ఓకే, సో నౌ సీ హియర్. సో జస్ట్ టుడే దట్ ఈస్ ఫ్రమ్ ట్రేడ్ టు టెరిటరీ. సో లాస్ట్ టైమ్ వీ హ్యావ్ కంప్లీటెడ్ టు సమ్ ఎక్స్టెంట్, but this day just we will continue the remaining class. Just wait. Okay.